What the fuck is... What the hell is going on here? Is this thing even on? I don't fucking know. I got no... Oh, shit! Fucking hit the record button. Damn it!
The Barstar Podcast is a show that aims for something a little different. It's hosted by a drummer who thinks he's a musician. But let's be honest. I know and you know that drummers are not musicians, right? Or are they? Hang on a second. Who wrote this crap? This is garbage. Nobody's gonna listen to a show put on by somebody they haven't heard of. It's stupid. It's crap.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode, finally, of the Barstar Podcast. I am your host, Stephen O'Reilly. I'd ask if you guys missed me, but there's only probably 3 of you that really did. However, thank you guys for coming back. Thank you for downloading this episode. Thank you for streaming this episode. Thank you for listening to this episode. I appreciate it. And I apologize for not posting a show in pretty much 2 months. I think July 11th was my last show that I posted. But I did promise you that I'm not going anywhere. The show is not going anywhere. It was just going to be very sporadic. So, hello, sporadic. Yes. In its purest form. Please take a minute to check out my sponsors, Prophecy Inc. and Louisville Music Studios. Louisville Music Studios actually is doing hourly rehearsals again, so make sure you check them out. Make sure you call the phone number and all that good shit. Go ahead, I'll wait. Knock yourself out. Let me know when you're done. You done? Okay, good. And when you go to Prophecy Inc., make sure you mention the Barstar Podcast to get 10% off your tattoo by any artist in the shop, not just Travis. Also, if you would do me a small favor and go to my website, barstarpodcast.com, and you can do all your shopping on Amazon through my website. There's a little link at the bottom left-hand corner of every page. Just click that link. And actually, you can bookmark that link so you never have to go to my website again. And you do your shopping through there. They give me a little bit of a kickback. Just helps out the show. Obviously, because I need the help. Because I can't do a show every week like I was doing. I did it for a year and a half. And it will be back every week eventually. But if you would do that, I would greatly appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And while you're there, buy a t-shirt. They're about to go on sale. I'm going to cut them in half. They're going to be half price. So the whopping 4 of you that paid full price, sorry, my bad. But they're still sitting in my garage. You guys are slacking. I've sold a few. I haven't sold enough. So I figure if I make them cheaper, you guys will buy them so I don't have to fucking look at them anymore. Now, today on the show, I got a few shits I want to rattle off. Make some background noise and get some papers. I ain't even editing. And I ain't even going to edit it out. I can't even say editing. You hear that? Okay. I had to take notes. It's been a minute since I've done a show. Seriously, today I had a few things I want to get off my chest. Get you up to date with what's going on with me, what's going on with the podcast, what's going on with the Swerve, all kinds of good stuff. But today, one of the biggest things I want to talk about is, I think I've told you guys before, I work, my day job, I work with a bunch of kids who are political is a fucking understatement. Their life revolves around politics and the news, and they're just, it's just fucking sad. But a couple of them have what I call wealth envy. I don't know if there's an actual real name for it, but it's what I call it. I just call it wealth envy because they cannot stand anybody who has more money than them or anybody who is quote-unquote rich. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I just wanted to throw something at you guys give you something to chew on, something to think about. If somebody has built a life or built a career and or become super successful and they have a lot of money, whatever the case may be, why the fuck are you jealous of them? Here's a news flash. They made better choices than you. I'm just saying. Speaking of choices, part of the reason why I haven't been posting a show lately is because I have had to get a second job. See? A choice. I've gone back to waiting tables on the side, which, not ashamed of it. It is what it is. Guess what? LG&E wants their fucking money. They don't care if it comes from my day job, my second job, gigging, or this podcast. They just want their money. For my out-of-town people, LG&E is the Louisville Power Company. Got to keep the lights on. So I had to do what I had to do. It's a choice. I have chosen to play drums for over 30 years. It's a choice. And I don't understand why people get all up in, well, that motherfucker doesn't deserve that much money. How do you know? How do you know what the fuck he did? Or she, but in this particular case, I'm talking about a he. And I'm not going to go into specifics of the last 47 people that this person at my job was talking about. But the last person in particular, I'm not going to go into details because apparently there was some shit got caught up in the news or whatever. He was accused of something. He ended up getting cleared of everything. So I'm not going to... This is not about me passing judgment on this person. But I do know this about this particular said rich individual. The dude started from nothing. Literally nothing. And now he's worth a fuck ton truck, a lot of damn money. Good for him, man. I ain't mad at him, and I'm not jealous. And I don't think any of us should be jealous either. If you make shitty choices, you have to deal and live with those choices. If you make amazing choices, you have to deal and live with those choices. It's called fucking life. If you have a kid when you're 20, I hate to be an asshole, but you made a bad choice. Unless you got married and you wanted to have kids that early. That's a completely different thing. But if you had a kid at 20, I'm not saying you can't be successful, because absolutely you fucking can. You can do anything you want. But don't do shit like that and then get mad at somebody else because they made better choices. You, for whatever reason, you had a kid. Or for whatever reason, i.e. me, I dropped out of school. For whatever reason, you dropped out of school. For whatever reason, you never went back to school. You never tried to get anything better. You never tried to start a career. Whatever the case may be. But it's all choices. And you can't be mad at people that work harder than you or make better choices than you. That's just fucked up. It's just stupid. And that's not even political. That's just as a human being. It's just dumb. And I don't fucking get it. And if you don't like what you're doing, change it. I'll repeat that. If you don't like what you're doing, change it. If you don't like your job, go get another one. It's not hard. If you don't like your career field, change it. If you don't like what you've chosen as a career path, then change it. I love what I do. I love being a drummer. And there's a lot of fucking days I don't know where my next meal's coming from, which is why I have a day job. That's what that shit's for. And I have a supportive wife, thank God. But jokes aside, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't need fuck piles of money in the bank. I've had that. Not fuck piles, but shit piles? Maybe poop piles. I don't know. I used to sell cars. A lot of you in my inner tiny circle know this. Actually, I don't think any of my listeners know that. I don't think any of you guys know that. I used to sell cars. And when I sold cars, it was probably 25, 23 years ago, something like that. And I had a couple years where I made right at $100,000 a year. Yeah, me, dumbass Mr. Drummer. And that was, like I said, 23, 25 years ago, so I don't know how much that would be now. 175,000, 200,000, whatever it would be. The rise of inflation. Wait, rise of inflation. That's redundant. Hello. Thank you for coming to the Redundancy Department of Redundancy. May I help you? Anyway, you get the point. I made a shit pile of money. And I was fucking miserable. I hated it. I hated it. I didn't hate the money. Don't get me wrong. Having a lot of money is amazing. It's awesome. but I hated my existence. So it's about choices. That's all I'm saying. It's really all I'm going to say about that. That was just something I wanted to hit you guys with, let you chew on it. Don't be jealous of people that made better choices than you. Just fucking don't. I turned down crossfade. Everybody knows this, at least everybody that listens to my show. I've talked about it before. Go back and find it. I don't know what episode. Couldn't even begin to tell you. And that shit fucked with me for a while. And then as I got a little bit more mature, especially musically mature, I accepted it. You know what? It was a choice I made, and I fucked it up. Now, I guess the plus side for me is crossfade didn't really do shit after about 4 or 5 years, but I could have got my foot in the door, the whole 9 yards, blah, blah, barf. Point is, that was a choice that I made. It was a decision I made, and I had to live with it. I turned that band down, and I shouldn't have. Or if I would have, would I be here now? I don't know. I have no idea. But I've dealt with the consequences, and I live with the consequences of that choice. So it's just my little mini PSA for you fuckers. Don't be haters. Don't hate everybody. Don't hate people that have more than you or worked harder than you or make more money than you. Motherfucker works overtime and he makes a shit ton of money. Why are you mad at him? He works overtime. Nobody handed him anything. So, just something to chew on. I'm not going to get in depth with it because you guys will start talking amongst yourselves and then you'll come up with your own ideas and you'll start emailing me and tell me that I'm leftist or rightist or centralist, and I don't fucking know what any of that shit means, and I don't want to know. I don't care. And no, I'm not kidding. I really don't know what any of that shit means. Again, nor do I care. But as I touched on a second ago, I have gone back to serving on the side, so now I have 47 jobs. Any of you guys ever watch Living Color, the TV show from back in the day? I guess it would have been mid-90s, late 90s, I don't know. With the Wayans brothers. Anyway, there was a Jamaican family on there, and they used to outdo each other and see who had the most jobs. Hey, I got 10 jobs, man! That's what I feel like right now. I have like 10 jobs. Anyway, I am serving at Diamond Street Grub and Hops. It's in the old Dutchess location for my Louisville people, or Mellow Mushroom location, whichever location you remember it as. Most of us musicians remember it as Dutchess. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Come see me, come say hello, and I might wait on you, I might not. I might say, fuck you, I don't even like you. I'm just kidding, I totally won't say that. But that's what's going on with me. The Swerve has a gig, and we have actually a few gigs coming up, because I probably won't post another show in September. I'm not 100% sure yet. The September calendar, we have a couple gigs. If you're listening to this on Thursday, which is post day, which would be Thursday, September 12th, we have a gig tomorrow night at Goodwood Brew House and Live Room in Jeffersonville, Indiana, which is Friday, September 13th. Friday, tomorrow. If you're listening to this after post day on Friday morning, that's tonight. If you're listening to this after Friday, you're fucked. You missed it. But that is the Swerve's next show. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be great. Nick has done some cool shit with that room. We're pretty excited to play there. It is the old third base over in Jeffersonville for those of you that have been here for a while and you remember the area. For those of you that don't, it is Goodwood Brew House and Live Room. It's on Spring Street. No, it's not on Spring Street. It is on... Shit, I was right. 134 Spring Street in Jeffersonville. 47130 is the zip code. In September 22nd, which is a Sunday, yes, that is a Sunday. Yes, I meant to say Sunday. We are playing the Katie Mac and Cheese Fest. The Mac and Cheese Fest on 4th Street. I said Katie Mac and Cheese Fest because when I told the band we were playing this, my singer, Katie Mac, had a coronary in a good way. Macaroni and cheese is apparently her favorite food on the planet. That explains a lot, Katie. I'm just saying. So she's super excited. We're super excited that 4th Street wants us back so soon. They just had us on August 1st. That was our debut show. And if you were there, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back. If you were not there, I hope to see you guys tomorrow night at Goodwood Brew House in Live Room. And we got some other shit in October. I will get to that in October. I'm sure I will have at least one more show between now and then. And I got some stuff coming up with the Naked Karate Girls as fall gets here. No, I don't give a fuck about your pumpkin shit because I said the word fall. Pumpkin just follows it. Actually, let's make a game out of this. You guys should just start posting all your pumpkin shit and tagging me in it. That'd be great. So then I can tell you all how much I hate you and how much you suck. I'm just kidding. But that does bring me to social media issues. All right, this is going to be short, and it's going to be sweet, and it's going to be to the point. When you're on social media, stop being a dickhead. Seriously, it's fucking annoying. I like to think that my listeners are fairly intelligent. Hell, most of you have to be smarter than me. There's a couple of you that aren't. I love you guys. You know who I'm talking about. I'm just kidding. Seriously, man, it's just getting fucking stupid. It's getting ridiculous. The amount of hate and negativity and just piss and vinegar and oh my god, everything is so off. I can't believe they posted that. That's just fucking terrible. It's so horrible. It sucks so bad. Really? Really? Does it really fucking suck that bad? Or are you just a miserable prick who's jealous because you have no fucking talent of any kind? That's kind of how I feel about that. Why does everybody have to hate on everything? It's getting ridiculous. I mean, it's seriously getting ridiculous. I get it. Everybody's free to express whatever the fuck they want to express. I get it. I understand. I support it. But why do people just have to shit on something for the sake of shitting on something? It's so stupid. So stupid. But on the positive side of social media issues, a couple weeks ago, Stacy and I were hanging out. And my phone started going batshit crazy. It was going banana. And I went and picked it up because I immediately thought I forgot a gig or something like that because it did happen to be on a Friday night. And I opened my phone and Sabian, the symbol company that I am endorsed by, took one of my videos and posted it on all three of their social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And here it is 2 weeks later, and the video post on Facebook has over 51,000 views. That's a lot of eyeballs that have seen me play drums, and that is fucking cool. It's 16,000 or 15,000 on Instagram, and I'm not sure what it is on Twitter. I haven't checked it. A couple thousand or whatever, but still, 51,000 views is fucking crazy. So I don't know if any of you guys are listening to this, but Sabian, thank you. I love your shiny brass faces, even though I've never seen your faces, so I'm just talking about my symbols. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it, and that is a very, very cool thing that they did. I had no idea they were going to do it, but I thank them for sharing my video, and that's cool. And if you guys haven't checked out my videos on Instagram and Facebook, please do so. Some of them are cool. Some of them are warts and all. Some of them have some fuck-ups in them, but I started posting videos on Instagram once a week on Tuesdays. Earlier this year, February, January, shit, I don't even remember. Hell, it might have been last year. Doesn't matter. But every Tuesday, I post a new video. On Wednesdays, I share them to Facebook when I remember, which is about half of the time. I do remember to post them on Instagram on Tuesdays, so I almost never miss a Tuesday. I did miss some Tuesdays while I was on tour with Delana this past summer, a couple months ago. That's to be forgiven. But if you haven't checked them out, go check them out. Let me know what you think about them. Hit the little hearty heart button or the little likey like button. Tell me they're great. Tell me they suck. Tell me they're good. Tell me they're mediocre. I don't care. Just tell me what you guys think. In case you don't know that they are out there, but they are out there every Tuesday. So with that, I am going to move on. Something I haven't done in a while. What am I listening to? Okay, so I have been obviously learning a bunch of tunes because that's all I do. Seems like, and it's not a complaint. It's just kind of a factual observation of myself. I learn a lot of songs. I got a lot of shit going on musically, so I'm always learning songs for the Swerve. I've got some Naked Karate Girl stuff coming up. I've got to learn songs for that. I've had a couple fill-in gigs. I've had to learn songs for that. So I'm always learning stuff, which is one of the reasons why I say I don't have song soup anymore. I have song restaurant chain. But about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I don't know, my timeline memory sucks. You guys know this. I went back and revisited Panic at the Disco. The I Write Sins, Not Tragedies popped in my head. And I've always been a fan of, I shouldn't say always, last 10 years or so, 12 years, I really got into that band. I was a little late to the party with that first record. And I love that first record, and I've been a fan of those guys ever since. And I shouldn't even say those guys. I should kind of just say Brendan Urie at this point, who is the lead singer, main songwriter. And I was jamming on the new record, Pray for the Wicked, which is actually not really that new. It came out last year, but again, I'm late to the party, so it's new to me. But that record is so fucking good. I love that record. I love everything that Brendan Urie does. The guy's, I'm not going to say he's a genius, but he's fucking close. He's just got a hell of a way to convey a story and write it into a song that doesn't bore you, yet it's pop. It's got some rock elements and it's got some electronic elements and even some hip-hop elements here and there, but the way that he weaves kind of a story musically as well as lyrically, because a lot of his musical inflections, so to speak, will match his lyrics, and that, to me, that's fucking super smart. So I really love that record, Pray for the Wicked. Like I said, I love all the Panic at the Disco stuff, but right now I'm digging on that record pretty hardcore, so to speak. And if some of you don't know, Taylor Swift had a hit earlier this year. It might have been the beginning of the summer with her song called Me. I have to say it like that because it's M-E exclamation point. But she actually wrote that with Brendan Urie. Or Brendan Urie wrote that with her, whatever, whoever. Actually, I think the story I heard, because I heard it out of his mouth on another podcast, she called him, or her people called his people, however that shit works. But they wrote the song called Me, and that song is badass. I don't care if you like Taylor Swift or not. I respect Taylor Swift. I am not a huge Taylor Swift fan as far as of her music. She's got a couple tunes that I dig, and they're like, yeah, that's a good tune. But I'm not necessarily a fan of her music, despite my amount of respect for her. However, the song Me, badass tune. Check it out. It's really cool pop stuff, and Pray for the Wicked is a really cool record as well. And if you've never gotten into those, and especially for my musician friends, if you've never gotten into Panic at the Disco because you thought they were kind of a flash in the pan, I would challenge you to check them out. You don't have to start at the beginning, but I always start at the beginning when I find a new band or a new artist. Their shit's really fucking good. Brendan Urie's a smart dude. Really, really creative, really smart dude. I think you guys will dig it. And I also watched Dave Chappelle's new stand-up, Sticks and Stones. And the only reason that is noteworthy of me to talk about in the What I'm Listening To section, even though I watched it, is because I've never been a huge Chappelle fan. Again, respect him. He's just not my brand of comedy. I lean more towards comedians like Bill Burr or Louis Black. Guys like that are my kind of comics. It's a kind of stand-up I like. Never been a huge fan of the Chappelle Show. I don't... Skits and sketches kind of... I don't... Again, you guys know me. I'm not going to say it sucks because it doesn't suck. It's just not for me. I don't find a lot of that shit funny. But his new stand-up, I'm going to tell y'all something. That shit's funny as fuck. I laughed very hard. Out loud. A lot. And the reason that I laughed out loud a lot is because the majority of what he was talking about in his special, I think it's an hour and a half, is fucking true. The majority of it's all true. Yeah, a lot of it's made up for humor purposes. We know how stand-up comedy works, so we don't need the formula. But it was, a lot of it was true, and it made me laugh really fucking hard. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. If you have seen it, then you know what I'm talking about.
Hey guys, this is Steve Owens from Fascination Street Podcast here with a very important message. I'm awesome. I bet you thought I was going to say something else, but nope. What's important here is that I am awesome. I have a podcast called Fascination Street, and it allows me to bring to my listeners some of the most fascinating stories and guests. I started this show because I truly believe that everybody has a story, and I'm fascinated to hear those stories. In the short time I've been doing this show, I've interviewed actors, directors, writers, inventors, podcasters, musicians, pro athletes, Olympic athletes, actual war heroes, even a Bond girl and a luthier, whatever the hell that is, and of course, regular people. From people who wanted to be stars but never gave it a real try, to big company CEOs and people who got to meet their favorite president. I love getting to meet and speak with people who have a story to tell. I feel like everyone does, and it's my job to get them to tell it. You never know who my next guest will be. An Academy Award-winning actor, a platinum-selling musician, or your own mother-in-law. But one thing is for certain, you will be fascinated by their story. So come take a walk with me down Fascination Street. You can find this show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and of course, FascinationStreetPod.com.
Well, that's it, kids. That's a show for the week. Kind of a short one. Just wanted to tell you guys what's going on. Oh, speaking of which, what's going on? I have been doing some edits on the book. It is a slow-going process, going slower than I want, but I have 10 job, man! So I got to fit it in where I can. But I am about probably a little over 3/4 done with the last round of edits. And I am compiling the new list, I should say, of agents to resubmit to. So hopefully I will be doing that soon. If it gets too close to November, I have to wait till the beginning of the year, because all the research I've done in the past few years with this fucking book, November is the worst time to submit, because they're trying to get all their end of the year shit out, get all their Christmas books out. That's right, I said Christmas. I can't believe I said it, but it is poignant to what I'm talking about. So they're trying to get all their Christmas shit out, so after November, it's kind of fucking pointless. It'll get lost in the shuffle. Nobody will ever see it. So if I can't get it done in the next 3 or 4 weeks, it's not going to get submitted till January or mid-January, actually. It's usually mid-January when they come back. But that is the update on the book. It's kind of cool because with my schedule, I've walked away from it because I didn't really have a choice. But I walked away from it for a little bit, and then coming back to it and going back a couple chapters to see what I had edited. Wow, I said it. Yes! Fuck yes! I wish I had a bell to ring because I said the word edited. Oh! To see where it was and to see what it became after I edited it. Holy fuck, I said it 3 times in a row. It's really cool. So to see myself grow, I hate to even say as a writer because I don't consider myself a writer, but to see my writing grow, it's a better way to say it, is really, really cool. So that's the update on the book. Make sure you check out The Swerve. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/SwerveBandKY. If you want to email The Swerve for any reason, we are swervebandky@gmail.com. If you want to email me for any reason, I am at barstarpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget the website, barstarpodcast.com. Don't forget to love yourselves, be good to one another, and stop being dicks when you're on fucking social media. Stop it. Just be nice. Can we all not fucking be nice? Oh, just fucking be nice. Oh, I didn't forget. Go do some shit. Seriously, beat it. Get the fuck out of here. Go be nice. Go do some shit. Fall's coming. I don't care about your pumpkin unless you're going to tag me at O'Reilly Drums, because it will be funny and I will just laugh at all of them because you guys are awesome. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything. I'll try not to go 2 months without another show, but that's what's going on in my world. And that's it. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all later. So until next time, I will talk at you soon.